Take it from me back. Kindly take your seats, please. Thank you. Before we begin this evening's program, I would like to acknowledge the presence of several persons who made and continue to make these events possible. Mr. Azam Basarath, Vice President of Cricket West Indies and President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Ms. Marjorie Thomas, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, Mrs. Lyndall Hoyt Sanchez, Head of Community Sports at Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago, Mrs. Deborah Koira Patton, Director of Cricket West Indies, Mr. Arjun Ramlal, First Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and Director at Cricket West Indies, Ms. Marissa Aguilera, the Tournament Director, Mrs. Anne Brown-John, CWI, Senior Talent Manager for Women and Girls and Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, executive members of the TTCB and the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, Cricket West Indies representatives, match officials, team management and players, tournament staff, members of the media, those viewing online, welcome to this evening's award ceremony and closing function for the 2025 Cricket West Indies Rising Stars Under-19 Women's Tournament. And please join me in congratulating the winner, Barbados. Last year, I clearly remembered that I put out a challenge. I think it was Guyana who won last year, correct? Yes. I put out the challenge for persons to keep the bar and keep the standard of cricket rising, especially where women's cricket is concerned. And certainly, Barbados has stood to their task and are now crowned champions for the next year. So, Barbados, I'm putting the challenge to you now. The ball is in your court. It's for you now to maintain that standard and continue to raise the bar of women's cricket in the Caribbean. By the way, my name is Sachin Ram Subag, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening's proceedings, which I was told should be quite short and sweet. To begin this evening's proceedings, of course, we must hear from some of the contributors to this tournament, and without them, it will not be a possibility, whether the tournament is held in TNT, Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica, or whichever part of the Caribbean the tournament will be held in the future. To bring remarks and to open this evening, I would like to invite from the Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago Sport TT, Mrs. Lyndall Hoyt Sanchez, who is the Head of Community Sport, to bring some greetings on behalf of her organization. Please put your hands together for Ms. Hoyt Sanchez.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Azam Basarath, Vice President of Cricket West Indies, President Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Mrs. Marjorie Thomas, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, Mrs. Deborah Koira Patton, Director, Cricket West Indies, Mr. Arjun Ramlal, First Vice President, Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and Director, Cricket West Indies, Ms. Marissa Aguilera, Tournament Director, Mrs. Anne Brown-John, Cricket West Indies Senior Team Talent Manager, Women and Girls and Vice President of Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, executive members of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association and Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, CWI representatives, match officials, team management and players, tournament staff, members of the media, and of course, congratulations to the winning team, Barbados. Good night, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to be here standing to speak on behalf of the Sport Company of Trinidad and Tobago. As you know, the Sport Company endorses football, and we are very much behind the development of women's football. Sorry, cricket. Cricket. Why am I here talking about football? Right. So, of course, I trust that the teams participating in this tournament would have had a fantastic time, having played at 3 of the most prestigious venues that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. And I would really like to congratulate the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association and, of course, the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, as well as Cricket West Indies, to allowing Trinidad to host such a prestigious event. As part of what I just want to quote something from Mr. Bascom, Cricket West Indies director, where he said, "The Rising Stars Women's Championship is about more than just cricket. It's about empowering young women, building their confidence, and preparing for success on and off the field." And I must say, we are seeing that success with your girls. The sport company as well, we have embarked on such a program where we are assisting with regards to the development of cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. Our focus, of course, will be on girls. We do have a Java cricket camp happening now where we have over 1,600 participants in that camp. And of the 1,600, we have more than 350 girls participating in that program. So I think that deserves a round of applause. Our goal at Sport TT is to help with the development of the sport. And we have started a program within the primary schools, secondary schools, and we are now within the communities with this Grava Cricket Camp. We will be working along with the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board to continue with the development of cricket through our grassroots program. So again, we are here to lend all the support we can. It's always a privilege to see young girls participating in sport. There's a lot of potential we have out there, and we know the future of cricket is in good hands when we see all these women. I mean, we have 5 participating teams here, and I think pretty soon US is going to be coming to Trinidad. So we have to look out for that, because I think USA is fast growing and picking up the sport of cricket, so we don't want them to pass us. We have to maintain. So again, I want to congratulate all the young women, the coaches, the hard-working staff for the success of this tournament, and we're looking forward to continue working with you. Again, the sport company is here to assist with whatever we can, whether it's financial, whether it's technical, whether it's with facilities. The sport company is here to assist, and of course, we will continue to do the work to develop cricket on the island, especially for you girls. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for those words, and of course, words of commitment as well. And maybe a look into the future. Do you have a crystal ball, ma'am? Because maybe we have a regional football tournament coming up quite soon. That will be something very, very interesting to see. Yes, I think USA will be coming here quite shortly, within the next few weeks, so that will be something to look out for, and certainly will assist in the development of the game regionally, and of course across in the USA, which many of us love to go and visit. So certainly that the sport is really rising in the States, and we look forward to seeing them here and play some more competitive cricket. By the way, when you visit a cricket ground, and can anybody tell me why is it so cool? Yeah? Yeah, we'll give it another try. Can anybody tell me one other try? Can anybody tell me why cricket grounds are so cool? Well, I'll tell you, because they're filled with lots of fans. I promised you last year I'm going to try my best to come better this year, okay? It's opportune time. We hear from the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, and to bring some remarks on behalf of that organization, please put your hands together for the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, Mrs. Marjorie Thomas.
Mr. Azim Bazarat, Vice President of Cricket West Indies and the President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Mr. Arjun Ramlal, Director of Cricket West Indies and First Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Other executive members of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, members of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, we have umpires, team officials, players, and all other invited guests. it is remiss of me to not mention Mrs. Deborah Coryat Patton, who is right in front of me. My apologies, ma'am. Right. I want to Mrs. Lindell Hoyt Sanchez, head of the Community Development Sport of Sport TT, Trinidad and Tobago. I want to thank you for your speech and your commitment to the support of women's cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. We thank you for all that you have done so far and what we're expecting you to continue doing. And when we are talking about support, I want to commend and thank the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board for all the support that they give to the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association. Without you, without that association, we would not be where we are today. So thank you, Mr. Bazarat, and your team. We're talking here about this under-19 tournament. And I want to say that every year I would say it, and I will continue to say it. It was born here in Trinidad and Tobago. How many years ago? And I would say it because every year we have persons who were never here before, because we have to understand that this is a developmental program. So every year we are going to have new persons coming on. And we have always been proud and pleased to sponsor and to host this association. You would hear me say sponsor first, because when it started, we were the initial sponsors of it. But today, I am so grateful that Cricket West Indies, they have taken it and they are doing a fantastic job with it. We thank them as well. Now, you would hear me talk about development, and I would continue to talk in terms of development because from this under-19 program, we see continuity. We see so many of the players start here. We are privileged at this to see players who have started here and they continue, and today they are with the senior West Indies team. And I think you need to give them a round of applause. And Cricket West Indies, I must say they have foresight, because in 2026 it is that they're even going to start another. They are starting the under-16, a tournament of under-16. I think it's supposed to be in August or something like that of next year. So we are seeing that they are broadening the base of women's cricket in the Caribbean, in the region. And we are very grateful for that. So we are looking forward to having so much more. And when we are talking development, we are talking, wider base, and we are going to see the Cricket West Indies women, keep advancing. I want to commend the players, all of you. I know all of us, everybody would not win, cannot win, but whatever you have done and you have played, I want that you would have taken something away from the tournament with you. Wherever you are, you would understand that I did not make it this year, we didn't make it thus far. But where did I fail? It is a learning process. So you must learn something from it. And that is for both coaches and the players. Everybody will not win. As much as we all came into the tournament, you want to win. But you did not win, but you would have won something. You won some knowledge of something that you would have that you would like to come back next year. A challenge was put out to persons to keep improving, and that we want you all to go back home with something. Commendations to, and we want to really congratulate Barbados. I looked at the game and I can say it was a game well played. A game well played, and Barbados, I think you need to have a round of applause. The competition put up by Leeward was extremely good, and that is what when you have a good competitor, it makes the game even better. So Leewards, well done to you. The game was quite interesting. Never, it was always, you're looking and you touch and go. And I must say the camaraderie that exists throughout the tournament was quite good. I thank God that we had no serious injuries, so that we all came and we played and we enjoyed. We enjoyed what was there to enjoy, right? So I would like for us not only to think about winning when you go to a tournament. Yes, you think about winning, but always have something else that you can take away from the tournament. We thank Cricket West Indies for having that faith and trust in the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, so that they continue to ask us to host the tournament. We thank you for that, so that we can say at this level, we see some of the raw talent, so that as they grow and they develop, we can say we saw them first and we were able to look at them and follow them throughout their career. Again, we are looking at the under 16, and we are looking forward. Not only the under 19 is here, the under 19 is over. We are thanking them in advance for the under 16 that they're putting out, and all territories are going to be working hard towards that. So I pray and thank God for them, and to continue just the same hard work that you're doing with the under 19, put in even more work with the under 16, so the base of women's cricket in the region would be enhanced. I thank you. May God continue to bless you and all the territories.
Thank you very much. It's always nice to hear from the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, a very powerful speaker and a very powerful woman indeed. We have a little switcheroo in the program. You would have seen that we had Miss Nadra Dwaraka Batiste coming up to say a few words, but we're going to just present some of the awards firstly, because we have a lot of them to give out. So we were going to get through some of them, and Cricket West Indies and West Indies legend Marissa Aguilera will assist us in presenting these awards and assisting the presenters in them. And I would like to invite Miss Lindell Hoyt Sanchez of Sport ET to please come forward as we do the presentation of the Match Officials Appreciation Awards. And we invite firstly the match managers to please receive the awards, and we're asking all persons who are receiving moving forward, please enter on this way and exit on the other side. Thank you very much. First up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the match managers, Mr. Ravi Tilak. Hayden Bruce. And match manager Anthony Creed. We acknowledge him and we thank him very much. He's not here with us, but we will certainly pass on that award. We move on to the standby umpires, and we'd like to invite standby umpire, firstly, Hansraj Das. Next up, Mr. Simon Arun.
When you cock up so digest, when you cock up so digest.
Games, so we congratulate them for their contributions. Next up, standby umpire Denzel James. Of standby umpires, Nadeem Wasim Ali. we have Mr. Brendan Ramlal, Cricket West Indies Project Officer, who will be doing these presentations of awards. Standing match umpires. First up from Barbados, Ayana Holder. Next we have from Antigua and Barbuda, Melissa Lowry. From St. Vincent, Maria Abbott. Tobago, Mr. Lyndon Rajkumar. Next up, we have also from TNT, Helman Kaulesa, who is absent with us today, so we will pass on that award. We invite Candice Laborde from TNT to step forward. And last but certainly not the least, from TNT, Vicky Daniel. Very much, Mr. Ram. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please a lusty round of applause for all the match officials, match managers, and of course the standby umpires. Without them, the decisions will not be made on the field. We move on to another speaker, and he's a very busy man these days, from the various developmental meetings to appearances like here, and I'm sure his phone was ringing off the hook after that unfortunate scenario with Australia and the West Indies a couple days ago. He's smiling, so nice to see you smiling, but he's also shaking his head. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's the Cricket West Indies Vice President and also the President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Please put your hands together for none other than Mr. Azim Basarath to bring some remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. All protocols have already been observed, but still I want to recognize, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arjun Ramlal, who is the first Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and Director at Cricket West Indies, Ms. Deborah Coriat Patton, also Director at Cricket West Indies, Ms. Marjorie Thomas, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, members of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board Executive, Ms. Sanchez, very happy to see you here, and everyone else, good evening. Indeed, I'm very pleased to be present this evening to participate in the closing ceremony of this 5th West Indies Rising Stars Women's Under-19 Championship. My heartiest congratulations go out to Barbados and to my good friend, Mr. Conde Riley, who emerged worthy champions among the region's most talented young women cricketers. Not to be forgotten, ladies and gentlemen, are the other 5 territorial teams who, we are sure, tried their best to finish on top and along the way would have learned some valuable lessons which will eventually get them there. Performances in the tournament have given hope and expectation that from the present crop on show, there are future players to follow in the footsteps of Haley Matthews, Stephanie Taylor, Deandra Dottin, Kiana Joseph, Shakira Selman, and Aliyah Alain. Lest we forget, there were world beaters such as Anissa Mohammed and Marisa Aguilera, both from Trinidad and Tobago, who went on to win World Cup and as a source of inspiration for all young women cricketers in the Caribbean. Over the past 12 days, fans have been treated to several exciting encounters which gave us a glimpse into the bright future that awaits us all. This CWI tournament also provided ample proof of the importance and role of the Rising Stars Under-19 competition to the development and growth of the game here in the Caribbean. After a relatively wet start, we were graced with much better weather, and the hard work of the local organizing committee and the ground staff of the match venues must be singled out for thinking proactively to keep the tournament schedule on track. I think we can safely say at the end of this year's championship that the stage is set for the young women cricketers of the region to shine and prepare them for the roles as cricket professionals and role models. Also, the tournament viewed widely in the West Indies and around the world on the internet via live stream demonstrated once again the commitment of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, and the Cricket West Indies to female inclusion, youth engagement, and the sustainable development of regional cricket. It is also important to note that the cricketers were also given the opportunity to participate in comprehensive player development training at a specialized workshop. This was held on July the 9th, right here at the Trinidad Hilton. The novel initiative was designed to enhance on-field performance and the life skills development and ways to adapt to the demands of high-level sport. Judging from all reports, it was meaningful and greatly appreciated by the participants, who benefited greatly from the leadership and career guidance advice provided. Other topics covered were sports psychology, nutrition, personal branding, social media awareness, and the protection of children's rights. So you see, my friends, the tournament was not only about cricket, but represented Cricket West Indies' player development pathway and regional women's cricket growth strategy as a key talent identification platform for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be a great oversight if I didn't speak openly about the latest uproar that gripped West Indies cricket over the past week. On Monday, our West Indies men's team was bowled out for 27 against a ruthless Australian side at Sabina Park in Jamaica. Yes, of course, it was a bitter pill to swallow. But what followed, ladies and gentlemen, was worse. Like vultures, a few loud voices crawled out of their holes, seizing the moment to attack Cricket West Indies, and most disgracefully, our esteemed President, Dr. Kishore Shallow. Right here in Trinidad and Tobago, there are 3 self-proclaimed experts who strut around like they are God gifts to the game. They claim to have all the solution, yet contribute nothing but noise. Let me make this crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen. No one, and I mean no one, will attack my president, your president, our president, and walk away without being called out. President Dr. Kishore Shallow is a young man of integrity, professionalism, and purpose. He didn't take up this job for glory. He did it to serve West Indies cricket, and he has made sacrifice after sacrifice to move regional cricket forward. So let the armchair critics, I say this, if you all bring to the table is blame, if all you bring to the table is blame, then you are part of the problem. You are not the solution. After Monday's crushing defeat, 27 all out, those same three critics crawl out of the woodwork, wasting no time to launch their attacks on West Indies cricket. But let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, the real decline of West Indies cricket didn't begin on Monday. It didn't begin last week, nor did it begin last year. It started a long while ago, under the leadership of one of those three, when he headed a regional organization that almost destroyed Caribbean cricket in the early 2000s. Back then, every Monday morning brought a new scandal, a strike here and a court case there. Chaos and confusion reigned with the norm, all spearheaded by this same individual. And now, like a wolf in sheep's clothing, he dares to act wounded by the events at Sabina Park. The morning after the match, a long-winded epistle appeared on social media bearing his name, but clearly not written by him, dripping with false concern and manufactured outrage. This from the man who lit the very fire he now pretends to extinguish. A hypocrite of the highest order, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have the second, another so-called guardian of the game, a former CWI director and a TTCB member who had the audacity to call our president a colossal failure in the press. Let me say this plainly. This is the pot calling the kettle black. This man sat as a director at Cricket West Indies for years and made no meaningful contribution, not regionally, not even locally. His only ambition was to occupy and macro in the chair that I am sitting on. He wanted it so badly, he resigned from Cricket West Indies just to chase that dream. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not leadership, it's obsession. While he sat comfortably at both Cricket West Indies and the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, his top priority wasn't cricket. It was securing perks for him and his family, his son getting a job, him jet-setting across the globe, all at the expense of Cricket West Indies and TTCB. That was his real agenda. Every project he touched at the TTCB turned to dust, one failure after another. But the most shameful of all, ladies and gentlemen, is that he sat on a committee that had awarded a contract for the repairs to the Sir Frank Worrell Development Center. And guess what? His own company ended up doing the job. Is that a conflict of interest? That's putting it mildly, ladies and gentlemen. His time at the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board was never about cricket. It was about favors for friends, benefits for family, and good times for his drinking partners. So when he dares to call our president a colossal failure, let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, he is the very definition of it. And finally, the last one. Well, he has been carrying a top cricket office tabanka for over 15 years. Every week, like clockwork, he spills his bitterness onto the pages of a failing daily newspaper. Why? Because 15 years ago, he believed he was entitled to be president of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. When his close relative failed to become president of the then West Indies Cricket Board, he thought that the TTCB throne would be his. But in 2009, yours truly contested for the position and won handsomely. And just like that, his dream also crumbled into a rude awakening. Since then, he has been on a mission not to build cricket, but to tear it down from the sidelines. with spite, sabotage, and constant attempts to discredit the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board as his legacy. Let me remind you, this same man once served as secretary of one of the most prominent cricket clubs in the country, and reports indicate that he was the worst secretary ever in the history of the club, a total disaster. Members couldn't wait to see the back of him at his time in office was marked by chaos, mismanagement, and disappointment. So when these three miserable creatures dare to speak and only criticize, let us remember exactly who they are. Not leaders, not builders, not contributors, but failures, disappointments. Men whose only skill lies in casting stones from the shadow of irrelevance. To the three self-appointed critics, I say this: if you truly believe you have the answers to cricket in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, if you believe you are the saviors of cricket, then step up. This evening, I dare each and every one of you to put your hat in the ring for the upcoming Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board elections this October. Any position, go ahead, test your relevance. I can guarantee you here this evening that combined, the three of you won't muster more than 7 votes. That's not just confidence, that's reality, because leadership isn't granted by bitterness or noise on social media. It's earned through trust, service, and results. To govern, ladies and gentlemen, you must contest. You must contest and win. And to win, you need the confidence of the electorate. You need credibility. You need a track record, and none of them can claim of that. As for the wider region, I want to go on record, ladies and gentlemen, expressing my unwavering support to Dr. Kishore Nalin Shallow. I have full confidence in his leadership, his intelligence, his dedication, and his vision for West Indies cricket. Dr. Shallow is not afraid of the noise. He is not fazed by the attacks. He is focused on what matters, and that is rescuing and rebuilding West Indies cricket. And I am certain he will succeed. Because unlike those critics, he shows up, he sacrifices, he leads, and above all, he loves this game. Together with leadership that truly cares, we will rise again. We will rise stronger and united as one Caribbean cricket family, ready to reclaim our rightful place on the world stage, ladies and gentlemen. So in closing, I wish to once again commend all who participated and were instrumental in the making of the 2025 Rising Star Under-19 Championship a resounding success. Winners of individual awards I especially commended for reaping the rewards of putting in the hard work and were well supported by their colleagues on the field. The Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association was once again pleased to play host to the West Indies Rising Stars Women Under-19 Championship, and we look forward to having you all again next year. Ladies and gentlemen, before I take my seat, this was appropriate to be said this evening, and ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you will be saying that I should not say this and I should not say that. We have to defend, from where I sit, we have to defend the attacks that is coming Dr. Kishore Shallow way and Cricket West Indies. But before I go, I have something for you. DJ, run the truck.
For our visitors to Trinidad and Tobago, we call that shots fired. In contrast, ladies and gentlemen, why is, anybody can tell me, why is a bad fielder always free of an illness? Ah! Well done, well done. I see you all are catching on to something here. Very good. You all are great fielders. You're really catching on, I see. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we hear from someone who has been around the women's cricket fraternity for quite some time. And the first time I had the opportunity to introduce her was when she came for an interview at Flow Sports on live television. And it was really an impressive conversation we had. And to see her now as manager of the Trinidad and Tobago women's team, it's really, really very heartwarming. To bring some greetings as the manager's vote of thanks, please put your hands together for the manager of the TNT team, Mrs. Nadra Dwaraka Batiste.
Mr. Azam Basarath, Vice President, Cricket West Indies, President, Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Ms. Marjorie Thomas, President, Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, Mrs. Lindell Hoyt Sanchez, Head, Community Sports, Sport Company of Trinidad and Tobago, Mrs. Deborah Coriat Paton, Director, Cricket West Indies, Mr. Arjun Ramlal, First Vice President, Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and Director, Cricket West Indies, Ms. Marissa Aguilera, Tournament Director, Mrs. Anne Brown-John, CWI Senior Talent Manager, Women's and Girls and Vice President, Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, executives, members of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association and the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, CWI representatives, match officials, team management and players, tournament staff, members of the media, and all other invited guests. Good evening. As we come to the close of this 5th edition of the CWI Rising Stars Under-19 Women's Championship, it is my honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks today. I would like to start off first by acknowledging Cricket West Indies and the local organizing body for arranging this tournament annually and giving young girls and women the opportunity to do what they enjoy while developing both their cricketing and social skills. We are grateful to every one of you behind the scenes, from arranging flights and hotel accommodation to implementing medical plans, to establishing health and safety requirements, and to addressing dietary requirements. To event and project managers, Mr. KJ Singh and Mr. Brandon Ramlal, CWI High Performance Manager, Mr. Clint St. Hill, Tournament Director, Ms. Marissa Aguilera, Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association President, Ms. Marjorie Thomas, and the ever-knowledgeable administrative stalwart and technical director of our local association, Mrs. Anne Brown-John, we are extremely grateful for your dedication and commitment in your various roles to ensure this was a successful tournament, especially taking into consideration all the logistical shifts that came about with the weather challenges. It was a job excellently executed, and we are hopeful that this event will grow in strength, as it is a key step in the pathway for our female cricketers to forge a career. To our sponsors and partners and the Hilton Hotel and Conference Center, we deeply appreciate your generous support with facilitating this tournament. Without you, events like this would not be possible. To Mr. Gregory Braffith, the umpires coach this year, and your team of umpires and match officials who were the guardians of the game, ensuring fair play and upholding the spirit of cricket, we thank you for your commitment to fairness and the continued ability to make difficult decisions under pressure. Umpiring is quite a challenging role, with criticism from all sides, especially when our batter says she is not out LBW. You know they always have an insider droid going down leg, right? Your professionalism and integrity shone through, and we thank each and every one of you for your service to cricket. Scorers, venue managers, we thank you for your patience and dedication to duty to facilitate operations at each match venue to ensure a safe and successful outcome each day. Team liaisons, it is incredibly stressful going to a different country or island and trying to move around or get US dollars changed to TT dollars. But you all make sure the team's needs are met and that they are comfortable during their stay. Ms. Devika Singh, Ms. Kanisha Isaac, and Ms. Shina Lord, excellent job, you three. Teams, please give your liaisons a hearty round of applause. Chanel, I would like to apologize on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago for having very long team meetings. We will try to keep it down next year. To all members of each contingent technical team, coaches, managers, strength and conditioning coaches, and physiotherapists, thank you for putting your support behind tomorrow's legends. I know and have experienced firsthand, it is not an easy task to toil behind these young ones in this hot, hot sun. I tell you, I have been working with one of our team's coaches for as long as 8 years at a club. And this year, I saw some new facial expressions from that coach I never saw in my life come out during national training. Thank you for guiding these young athletes with patience and commitment. Thank you for repeating the same thing over and over and over. Thank you for giving the scolding when it was due, but pouring out the compassion and listening ear when it was needed. Your mentorship is building the next generation of cricketers and significantly widening the landscape of women's cricket. Lastly, I am saving the best for last, the players, our female cricketers. The name of the tournament is Cricket West Indies Rising Stars Under-19 Women's Championship. You know, we hear things and we take it for granted. You know what a rising star is? A person who is rapidly gaining recognition and producing improving performances, indicating the potential for future success and achievement. Every one of you seated here is that. Each match in this tournament was a display of budding talent and promising futures. As a matter of fact, some of you sitting here have just made the West Indies Under-19 team to play USA from next week. Give yourself a round of applause. I don't know who everybody is. I'm sure I might see by some changed faces. Congratulations to our new West Indies Under-19 team. Every one of you seated here has the potential to influence another generation of cricketers because they will want to be just like you. Thank you, ladies, for answering the call of this great sport of cricket that we all love so much. Your dedication, talent, and passion on and off the field have made this tournament a memorable one. Your hard work, perseverance, and sporting spirit have not only brought success, but also ignited a spark in countless young girls to pursue a career in cricket. We are all eagerly looking on at your journey as we anticipate that your future successes will motivate a whole new wave of cricketers across the Caribbean to want to wear the maroon. I close by saying congratulations to our tournament winners, Barbados Under-19 women. And to those who did not win this time, remember, every game is a lesson, and every lesson makes you stronger. Let us continue to encourage women's cricket and foster a love for the game. May the spirit of fair play, friendship, and perseverance live on long after today. Thank you, and safe travels.
Very well done indeed, and she could not have said it better. Covered all angles and ensured that everyone was acknowledged. Speaking of acknowledgement, I would like to acknowledge just a few more persons before we move on to our final awards ceremony. And Mr. Clinton Senhill, Cricket West Indies High Performance Officer, welcome. Nice to have you here, sir. Also, Mr. Brendan Ramlal. Please give Mr. Brendan Ramlal a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's worked tremendously hard in ensuring that every aspect is taken care of. Brendan messaged me a couple months ago and said, please keep July free. I don't know when the awards are going to happen, but please keep it free. Okay, all right. In his absence, Mr. Gregory Brathwaite, Cricket West Indies umpire coach, who I'm sure the match officials were receiving loads of information when he were here, and we thank him very much for his contribution. And also Miss Marissa Aguilera, always in the back seat, but always putting her best forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a round of applause. We've seen players turn commentators, we've seen players turn umpires, but she's taken up the role of administrator, coach, manager, and everything else in between, and is doing a fantastic job. So I hope that she continues to contribute to the game. With the help of the DJ, who will be running some nice, lovely music in the background, we begin our awards for the various rounds. And to assist me in presenting these awards, I would like to invite the Secretary of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, Ms. Bernadette Antwine, to please step forward. Player of the Match Awards, Round 1, Guyana versus Jamaica, taking 2 for 15 in a rain-reduced game, Daveja Brown of Jamaica. All other matches in that round was unfortunately rained out. Round 2, Guyana versus Windward Islands, taking 4 wickets for 15 runs and scoring 16 not out. From Guyana, Tia Isaacs. The other matches in that round was also unfortunately rained out. Thank you very much, Ms. Antwine, for assisting us with those presentations. I now invite Cricket West Indies High Performance Manager, Mr. Clinton Hill, to please join us to assist in these awards. Round 3, Barbados versus Guyana, taking a wonderful 6 wickets for just 7 runs. Do you know who it is? Ladies and gentlemen, from Barbados, Nijani Cumberbatch. It's becoming a very popular name in the regional game. Trinidad and Tobago versus Jamaica, scoring 57 not out, Abigail Bryce. Leeward Islands versus Windward Islands. 27 runs and taking 6 wickets for 8 runs. Sainavi Kambalapalli. I see Leewards, they have a lot of fans there as well. They're a cool team. Don't run away, sir. You have a few more to distribute. Round 4, Trinidad and Tobago versus Windward Islands, taking 5 wickets for 16 runs and scoring 19 not out. So clearly a revelation of several all-rounders already in this tournament. From TNT, Amrita Ramtahal. Jamaica versus Barbados, scoring a half century, 52 not out, Asabi Calendar. Guyana versus Leeward Islands. Taking 4 wickets for 22 runs and 37 not out, Sainavi Kambalapalli. Thank you very much to Mr. Senil. Always enjoyable to hear the team chants and everything else in between. Round 5, and I would like to invite Mr. Arjun Ramlal, the first Vice President at the TTCB and the Cricket West Indies Director, to please assist us in these awards. Leeward Islands, Trinidad and Tobago versus Guyana. Taking 5 wickets for 20 runs, Brianna Haricharan. Just recently, a few weeks ago, Brianna would have copped a top prize in the secondary schools cricket league as well, so certainly dominating at the various levels. Leeward Islands versus Barbados, still in round 5, and from Barbados, taking 5 wickets for 8 runs, we invite Nijani Cumberbatch. Windward Islands versus Jamaica, taking 6 wickets for 4 runs, and very active on social media, Selena Ross. If you do not follow Selena Ross on IG, please do follow her right now. Her content is posting every day religiously. She does not miss a beat. Round 6, the playoffs. 5th and 6th place playoff. Taking 5 wickets for 12 runs and 42 not out, Amir Gilbert, the Windward Islands. Third and 4th place playoff, taking 4 wickets for 15 runs, Brianna Haricharan. And in today's final, taking 3 wickets for 15 runs from Barbados, Thiani Herbert Myers. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramla. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for all the awardees in the various rounds. We move on to a special introduction of an award that was brought on board this year. And it's something that when Brendan told me about it, I really felt extremely happy that this is being done. And it's called the Team Awards. The recipients of these awards were selected by the team's manager. Now this award, friends, recognizes and celebrates a young cricketer from each team who demonstrates all-round excellence, adaptability, and commitment across multiple facets of the game, which is extremely important across all formats, not just the 50 overs. First up, the winning team Barbados. I would like to invite the team manager, Nicola Greaves, to please step forward to do this presentation. The awardee has stepped into a new role with courage, grace, and strength as the 2025 Barbados Under-19 Women's Captain, and her first time in the role. She has demonstrated outstanding leadership and sportsmanship. Even in the face of doubts and criticism, she never wavered. She stood firm in her decisions, guided the team with confidence, and handled both tactical and interpersonal challenges with maturity beyond her years. For her unwavering commitment, resilience, and the positive example she sets both on and off the field, a truly deserving leader, Thiani Herberts-Myers, the recipient of this award. I would like to invite the team manager for Guyana to please step forward, Clive Grimond. The recipient of this award has demonstrated excellent leadership qualities, very respectful to her teammates and management, and has had good communication skills. She remains a very humble person. The award goes to Lauren Williams. Well done. Next to 9, I ask the Jamaica team manager, Novlin Ricketts, to please step forward. The recipient of this award is a team player who is thoughtful, cooperative, considerate, and very analytical. She is pleasant, knowledgeable, honest, and is willing to share ideas with her teammates. The recipient of this award, Ms. Tiandra Isaacs. Tiandra Morgan, apologies. Tiandra Morgan. Next up, I invite the Leeward Islands team manager, Charlene Martin. And if there was a prize for the most vocal team, they would have won it tonight, clearly. The Anchor Award for someone who grounds and uplifts the team on and off the field, given to a respected peer who embodies talent and encouragement. The recipient, Courtney Brown. Would the team manager of Trinidad and Tobago, Najra Dwaraka Batiste, please step forward? And TNT's manager has branded this awardee as the most versatile youth cricketer award. She has demonstrated consistent bowling and fielding performances across all matches during the tournament, and in her second season as an under-19 cricketer, shown more maturity with the bat as well. She has also added off-spin bowling to her skill set, which was a threat to experienced batters and eventually earned her a wicket in the tournament. She was placed into the vice-captaincy role at a very short notice when there was a captaincy change due to an injury. In this role, she demonstrated adaptability, tactical awareness, and a good understanding of the game, with the willingness to learn and be coachable. Very important skills indeed. The recipient, Ms. Amrita Ramtahal. And finally, would the Windward Islands team manager Yasmin Senanj please come forward? Come on, Windward Islands, you can do better than that. At just 13 years of age, she has emerged not only as one of the youngest players in the squad, but also a delightful presence who has illuminated the 14-day tournament with her cheerful spirit. Her distinctive voice and playful intonation have consistently lifted the team's morale, bringing laughter and lightness to what might otherwise have been a very tense and demanding environment. She has enriched the overall experience to both players and management through the joy and positivity. The management extends sincere applause to your energy and character, and we are confident, the management says, that your future in cricket will be as bright as your personality. With gratitude for the laughter and levity you have brought to this tournament, the management extends to you their heartfelt wishes for a successful and distinguished cricketing career. The recipient, 13-year-old Daisy Woods. One round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for all the recipients of the special awards and their team managers who were responsible for putting together the short introductions and, of course, ensuring that everything was taken care of during the tournament. I was just told it was an initiative of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, so credit must be given to them, and certainly continue to lead from the front. We move on now to some of the outstanding tournament performances, awards. I would like to invite Mrs. Lindell Hoyt Sanchez, Head of Community Sports at Sport TT, to please join us to present these awards. And the fielder with the most catches from the Windward Islands, with 4 of them, Natalia Phillip. Now to the bowler with the most wickets, taking 17 scalps with an average of 3.82 per wicket. That's quite impressive. From Barbados, Nijani Cumberbatch. Thank you very much, ma'am. I will now invite Mrs. Marjorie Thomas to please join us to present the next two awards. And the Wicket Keeper Award takes the spotlight. The best wicket keeper. It's a tie. 2 wicket keepers with 4 dismissals. Firstly, from the Windward Islands, Kayla George and Catherine Bean Rosario from the Leewards. They will both receive Kayla, would you please come forward once more so we can take one shot with both wicket keepers? Miss Thomas, please stay with us for one more. The batter with the most runs, with an average of 83.50, scoring 167 runs. From the Leeward Islands, Sainavi Kampabali. Thank you very much, Ms. Thomas. I would like to invite Mrs. Deborah Coyat Patton, Director at Cricket West Indies, to please assist us with this next one. And the description of this one is the tournament MVP. Certainly great all-round performances and influencing their teams into a particular direction, of course contributing to the general success. The 2025 West Indies Rising Stars Women's Under-19 Championship MVP Award. Taking 11 wickets with an average of 7.18 and also averaging with the bat 83.50 with a total of 167 runs. Sainavi Kambalapalli. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the tournament MVP from the Leeward Islands, Sainavi Kambalapalli. Tears of joy as well as she approached the stage to receive her various awards. I hope your suitcase is big enough to take back those trophies. Wrap them in lots of towels, okay? They can be a bit delicate. Now, we have some special appreciation awards in recognition of their long-standing service and dedication to the development of women's cricket in the West Indies. These honorary awards, Cricket West Indies wishes to present 3 honorary awardees and awards to 3 stalwarts of women's cricket locally, regionally, and may I say internationally as well. These awards are presented in recognition and appreciation for their long-standing service and dedication to the development of female cricket in the West Indies. 3 recipients would be collecting these awards. And first up, I would like to invite to receive this recognition award, Ms. Marjorie Thomas. None of these recipients knew they are getting these awards, by the way. All a massive surprise to them. And as Mr. Basarat mentioned in his delivery, most, I should say, a large percentage of the persons involved in cricket administration, they're here to make it better. And certainly these women have made the game much better. Ms. Marissa Aguilera will assist us in this next one. And she's a powerhouse name, ladies and gentlemen, and a powerhouse person. Please put your hands together as we welcome Ms. Stephanie Judith Power. Thank you. Ms. Power is also on my TV program at Flow Sports, and may I say she does some really good analysis. So if you're looking for an analytical person, there you go. The next one, I would like to invite Mr. Azim Basarath to please assist us with this. And the next person to receive this award, Ms. Anne Brown John. These 3 women pioneered this tournament many years ago and continue to assist in its development and growth, and I'm sure will pass on the baton to other administrators as the years roll by. Ladies and gentlemen, please one last round of applause for these awardees. Now we move to the championship runners-up. And to present these awards, Ms. Anne Brown John, and Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association. Please step forward. I would like to invite the entire Leeward Islands team to please come forward to receive their award. The team manager, and last in line will be the team's captain to receive the trophy. The entire team, please come forward from the Leeward Islands. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Leeward Islands. Your tournament runners-up 2025. Once more, the players and team management, and also the captain would make her way onto the stage last to receive the trophy. Your runners-up captain, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Jazara Claxton of the Leeward Islands, receiving their runners-up trophy as the 2025 West Indies Rising Stars Women's Under-19 runners-up. Please, one last round of applause for the Leewards. Next up, I would like to invite Mr. Azim Basarat to please join us in presenting this award as the Cricket West Indies Vice President. And we all know who won this tournament. Please give it up for Barbados, ladies and gentlemen. And we invite them now to please step forward. Players first, then followed by their managers, their management, and finally their captain to receive their medallions. Please, players, step forward. On stage, players first, management team, then the captain. Congratulations to the players, the management, staff, and receiving the winner's trophy, Tiani Herbert Myers of the Barbados team. Your champions of the 2025 West Indies Rising Stars Under-19 Women, Barbados. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we pull the curtains down on not just the tournament, but this evening's closing and awards ceremony. On behalf of the entire planning committee, the executing committee, we thank you very much for being present with us. We thank you for your attendance and your punctuality as well. And we thank you for your cooperation and your patience throughout this evening's exercise. Congratulations to all teams, their management, and certainly Barbados have now taken the mantle, so it's now left to the other teams to battle for supremacy come 2026, where I'm not sure what the tournament will be, whether it's in TNT or elsewhere, but wherever it may be, you are certainly up to the challenge yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a wonderful audience, and we wish you a safe and productive next few days. Just some house announcements. The specially invited guests, we invite you to the buffet at the back to please enjoy this evening's snacks. And we will invite Barbados, as you are here already, to please step forward for your team photo. And teams, please don't scatter all over. you all have an opportunity to have a team photograph. We will begin with Barbados and then followed by the Leewards, and we will call their names later on. So, ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned a couple moments ago, special invited guests, you are invited to please step to the back to enjoy this evening's refreshments, and the DJ will assist us with some accompanying entertainment. So first up, Barbados, please step forward. The photographers will invite you.